What's up, guys? Carlton here, Color Boss Custom Auto Body Shop, and I just wanted to do a very quick video. Forget all the editing and all the fancy stuff because I just want to get this out there so you can check this out. I am always buying tools that are outside of the box, that are not the normal tools that body shops use. I'm always looking for stuff that I can get at a less expensive price, that has a specific use, that has a lot of utility for me as I'm doing custom paint jobs like with the 84 El Camino here. And so I am kind of switching gears from using mostly pneumatic tools to using electric wherever I can. And so several years ago, I was looking at the Mirka Deros, whatever it's called. And at the time, it was $600 just for the basic package for that electric DA. And a few years later, I find out that there is a different brand out there now. It's called SPTA. You can get the same quality and use from the SPTA with its DA that is very low vibration. It's amazing, works perfect, and then I don't have to beat up my air compressor. Well, I found something else, and this is the MaxXT 3.0, and this is another electric DA, and as you can see, it's got the rectangular shape. So here's what's so special about the MaxXT. First of all, it's rectangular in shape. It's like using an air file. And that means that I can get in areas like doing these edges. When I'm doing these old school cars, I can't use a 6-inch DA as effectively as what I can use this with. This is perfect for getting in these tight, flat spaces. And it's even better than using a 3-inch DA, which bangs up against the edge of your trim. You can't get in those tight spaces. So with this MaxXT, I can get right up on the edges because it doesn't have a whole lot of variation in the DA movement. It kind of basically moves just backwards and forwards in one direction. And I can get right up against that trim and hit this little 1/4 of an inch edge here, or this 1-inch bevel. The bevel at 45 degrees, I'm wet sanding it right now. And so another great thing about it, I had to kind of improvise a little bit where I bought two, you can see it here, I've got two DA pads, or two interface pads. You see that? And these are 2.5 inches by 5 inches or 4 inches each. And so two of those was the perfect length to meet the 8-inch length size of the MaxXT DA. Now, here's another great thing about this. Whenever you're buying the flexible sanding sheets, the 3M flex sheets like this is actually the Smart brand. You can put a couple of these on here and it'll fit, or you can do what I'm doing, which is buying the 2.75-inch sandpaper rolls with the hook and loop. And so I can peel off 8-inch section, and this is 2,000 grit. I've also got 3,000 grit, and then I can use this to do my wet sanding. So let's just check it out. I've already started here, but let me just put a little bit more soap water down so you can hear it and see it. And like I said, it's very low vibration, so it doesn't beat up my hands. Since I'm getting old, I'm 56 years old, and my hands cramp really bad. So when I'm using the air tools, it beats up my grip so bad that when I'm going home at night, my hands clench, and it's no fun. So with these lower vibration units, I can work longer and I don't experience all that hand cramping. So here we go. This is a variable. It's variable here, and then you can put this on a setting of 1 to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's got 6 little tick marks there. So each time you press the plus or minus, you could change how fast you want the DA to work. So I usually set it to 2, and then here we go. So with the interface pad, I am not gonna dig in and go too harshly on those edges, but I've got it right on this flat edge on the 45 degree, and I can feel it when I'm getting too close to an edge. I'm keeping it right flat on that surface, and you can see I'm only sanding on that bevel. Now I can also get up here right next to the edge. This is great. This is the best thing about it. Right up against the window trim without a problem. I don't have a DA in my shop that can get that close to an edge and be able to wet sand. So whenever you're going on your edges on the roof, edges on the trunk or the hood or wherever it is, this is going to get me right up to that edge so I can take it all the way to 3,000 and not have as much of a problem when I go to use the cutting compound and the buffing compound. It's going to be a whole lot easier to get a perfectly shiny edge when I got a tool like this. So let me wipe this down and see how that looks. And then I'm going to come back with this, like I said, with 3,000. And after using the 3,000, it's going to make easy work of putting on the cutting compound and the buffing compound. You can almost do the cutting compound by hand if you get this slick enough with that 3,000 paper. I'm going to show you something else. Let me get the camera over here on the hood and just kind of show you where when you're working on your edges, it's really hard to get up to the edges of your panels with the circular DA without burning through. I've burned through so many times. I tell you what, it's very frustrating. I burned through so many panels you just don't want to know over the years, but it took me several years, maybe 10 years, before I finally got the hang of being able to sand without burning through on those edges. But with this MaxXT sander, I think that's going to help me out a whole lot. So anyway, that's about all. I just wanted to show this tool off. I got it on Amazon and it shipped within about a week. And it was about $220 plus tax. Very well worth it. Now, one thing I might add is that for the people that normally buy this, it's usually the woodworking people. But once you are using this DA for say 30 to 45 minutes, it overheats. And then there is an automatic shut-off switch, an overload switch that will shut this thing off before it melts down. So a lot of the woodworkers that are buying these are complaining that you can't use them for 30 to 45 minutes straight. Now, I never am sanding for more than 5 to 10 minutes at a time without taking a break, cleaning up in between. So for body shop use and doing paint and body work, this is the perfect tool for me. And then I'm not spending $600, $700 for the brand name. Now, they do have Mirka has one of these now that has a pad that I think is like maybe 5 inches. And so that unit, I think it is at $580, somewhere around there. So this one is less than half the cost. So that's what we got. Post in the comments below if this looks like a tool that you would be interested in. Let me know what you think and what tools you are using for wet sanding to make the work easier, to take the stress off your hands. I'd love to hear about it. That's all I got. This is Carlton, and I am out.